Right, folks, after what feels like weeks and weeks of research and writing code and testing, I think we are now finally ready to fully automate this whole process. I will probably do this in 2, maybe 3 short videos because I want to go through it very carefully. If we're going to go the full automated route, it has to be running 100% correctly in every school. If anything is the slightest bit different to what you see on the screen, I need to know. If all is well, if what happens on the screen here is exactly what happens on your side, then we know that the full automation will happen very smoothly. Okay. The first part of this is our setup. Whether you have done this before or not, please just follow the steps as I'm doing them. For those of you who are a bit more experienced, just bear with me. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to assume anything. We're going to go and open the Dropbox folder, open FrontOffice. Right, in your FrontOffice folder, you will have your live support folder here. There you will see the FrontUpdater. As I've said, even if you've done this before, it either has worked or it hasn't worked, doesn't really matter. Right click on it, copy it. You can close it at that stage if you want to. Go into your computer, into your C drive, into your iSoft folder, right click and paste. Okay, if you've done it before, it will ask you to overwrite. Please do overwrite it. You must overwrite it because it must be the latest FrontUpdater. Right, I'm now going to go and find that FrontUpdater. If all is well and you've got the latest one, then you will get, when you double click it and open it, you will get that screen in front of you. Nothing on it, no tables in here, no data path, no Dropbox path. Now this is very important. That's why I say I might do more than one video. The setup is absolutely vital. You should, when you click this data path here, it should pick up your data path for you immediately. The only way I can think of that it wouldn't is if you've misspelled Front 2012 or something along those lines. I'll show you both anyway, just to see. If I click data path, it'll pick up where my data is straight off the bat. Yours will probably be I or Z or X or whatever. Okay, on this screen here, you'll see I've taken it back out again. I've built in fail-safes to this, but I would still imagine that if something goes wrong at that point when you try and hit the data path, as I say, I've built in a fail-safe, but I'll show it to you now. Assuming perhaps that our Front 2012, you've maybe put a space between Front and 2012, something like that. And what it's looking for in the update is not that. What will happen is when you press on data path, it will automatically bring up a browse button, so it will allow you to browse to your data. But if it has to do that, if it has to browse to your data path, you know that either you're working on a different drive, not your C drive, or you've Front 2012 has misspelled something like that. I don't foresee that being the case. I'm just showing you here, if there's an emergency, you have spelled it wrong or something like that, we have got ways around it. Okay, normally you will not have to do that. Back to my blank again with a properly named Front 2012, click on data path, it's automatically going to find my data path. Now here comes the vital bit. I tried to automate this, but everybody has got such a uniquely different path to their Dropbox that it was impossible to do. It was easier just simply to put in a button here which allows you to browse to it. Now, there I had a problem too, because a lot of you will know immediately what I mean by a browse button. Some of you take it for granted what a browse button is. You know how to get to it. But again, some of you think of browsing like browsing in a library where you're just looking for any particular book, and you know, if you don't know the name of the book, it's not so easy to find. So let me show you a method. I'll do it both ways, but I'll show you a method of putting your path straight into here by going to the Dropbox folder itself. Right, in the normal scheme of things, you're going to click on your browse button. Now, by and large, if you're running on Windows 7, it'll be under your username here. You'll have Dropbox. You just simply click on Dropbox, say OK, and it will put in the path to your Dropbox. You'll see my path to my Dropbox is actually on my F drive. It's put that in straight away. If you're using Windows XP, you would go to Documents and Settings, User, and so on. Now I'm going to clear this and show you another way of putting it in manually. Right, I've taken that out again. Now you can go to Dropbox itself. Open it. Click on Open Dropbox. You can right click there and copy the address as text. Right? Then close it. Click in this little space here and either press Ctrl V or right click and paste. Ctrl V is the shortcut to put it in, and you'll see it will pick up the same as we had just now, the F users Craig Dropbox. One very important thing, we're always going to use files that are in that folder, so we always put another backslash, see like these backslashes here, one more at the end. Okay, once we've done that, then our path is correct. So we either browse to it with that button or open the Dropbox folder, right click on the word Dropbox, copy the address as text, paste it in here, and remember to put the extra backslash at the end. Now, assuming that is correct, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be, there's a backslash at the end, this path is correct, that path should be correct. We can now click on the button that says check for updates, bearing in mind that what we're doing is we're doing this once. You will be able to go and do this multiple times in the future, but the idea is that when you open FrontOffice, it should tell you there's a new update available. If you click yes, it should just automatically update itself. It will even close FrontOffice for you and reopen it, or whatever needs to happen. So if I go and click on check for updates, this is what should happen on your screen. It will look for any updates that are available, and if there are updates available, it will list them there. And again, as time goes by, this list will grow so that it knows where to start from with the updates. It will know where to start with because these boxes here will tell it whether these updates have been done or not. Have they been completed? So it's gone and found 3 updates which it needs to run, and they've been put in here. That will be completed once we've run them. Right, now I guess the next bit is pretty easy to figure out. What we're going to do now is click on this Run Updates button. What it ought to do now is go and find the updates, run them for you, and then tick off, pretty much the same as your SMS system, ticks off what's been done. So I'm going to go and click on the Run Updates and watch the screen carefully, please, to see that yours should behave in exactly the same way as this one does here. Okay, I've clicked on Run Updates. It's now going to go and run those updates. Watch it ticking itself. You see it's ticking that it's done them. Right, and then it's going to stop. The minute it's ticked the third one, it'll have stopped. Now your system will have updated itself. It will have, in this case here, put in a field, a setting. There it will have put on a default value so that you don't get invalid null when you open it. Here it will have put a new field into your global settings, and we can now carry on from there. That, folks, that is what we've just covered now is exactly what you should see on your screen. There's one more step I'm going to show you. We're going to go back into FrontOffice. One more step I'm going to show you before I then go on and just finally do a demonstration of what ought to happen in the future when an update arrives at the school. Right, there's one last little bit of this puzzle before the thing becomes fully automated, and that is that in global settings here you will see it will have made a new path here which is called your Dropbox path. It is automatically put in a default of CISOFT simply because there has to be something in there. We know that if there's no path, then it says invalid use of null, you can't have a null path, and so on. It's put that in. Your first priority is to backspace that out. I haven't put a browser in here. You'll have seen the path to your Dropbox before. If you can't remember it, remember the way we did it last time. Go to Dropbox, right click on it here, copy the address as text, right click in there if you want, paste, and remember again to put the final little backslash on there. Now it knows, now the FrontUpdater knows your path to the Dropbox. Your FrontOFFICE also knows the path to your Dropbox. No more problem from there on. And then the final stage, people, is what I'm going to show you now is what happens in the future when an update is available and you open FrontOFFICE. Right, at this point here, I've arrived at school in the morning. I'm about to log into FrontOFFICE for the first time, and it just so happens that overnight I put an update into the folder. When you log in, you will see that it will pick up that an update is available. You can choose to say no. You can go back and run your FrontUpdater if you want. It'll pick it up that way. When you open FrontOFFICE later on, it'll ask you again, do you want to run that update now? If you say yes, then this is what you ought to see on the screen. And again, please let me know if you see anything other than this. Right, it's going to open it there, and it's going to say check. You're going to click on check for updates. You see it's found one more that hasn't been run yet, so you're going to run that update. Okay, it's done. You close it, and of course it's closed your FrontOFFICE as well, because as we know, when we run updates, it's better to have FrontOFFICE closed. So it closed your FrontOFFICE when it run the updates. So all you need to do now is open your FrontOFFICE again, and you know that your machine has now been completely and utterly automatically updated. Folks, if that is true in every single school, and it is working 100%, then there's no reason why we can't automate all of the general updates, and then it'll only be the normal individual updates to you that we will send the files as we used to, just manually, because they will be individual for you. Okay folks, I hope that helps. I'd really appreciate any feedback that you can give me on this. I think it's a vital sort of crossroads that we've got to now, and it's absolutely imperative that it is working 100% in every single school. If it is, and we can get to the point where it is, then really we make the whole updating process so much easier, so much more fluent. There's less hassle on your part of what you've got to do, where you've got to go and put in a field, all the rest of it that goes with it. We'll do everything for you. If a table needs to be added, we'll add the table. If a field needs to be added, or fields, or what type of fields they are, what length it is, that'll be done for you. Anything needs to change on the screen, it'll get done for you. All the departmental stuff that might happen now, they might catch us with a late whammy and change all the rules again like they tend to do every now and again. Not a problem. If we've got an automatic updater, and you go into work in the morning and you see how there's updates available and you just run them and they run, well, I guess you can see as well as I can that it will make life a whole lot easier. Okay folks, I look forward to your feedback. Take care.